Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chunking to Fluency. Today, we have an exciting lesson for you. We will learn about 5 of the most famous restaurants in the world. Not only will you discover delicious food and interesting facts, but you'll also learn useful English chunk phrases like elegant French cuisine, starchy foods, best-selling dish, and more. Listen closely and try to repeat the chunks as you hear them. If the recording is too fast for you right now, don't hesitate to slow it down a little. Eventually, you'll learn to keep up. Ready? Let's get started. Our first stop is the French Laundry, located in Yountville, California. It is known as one of the best restaurants in America and is famous for its elegant French cuisine and world-class service. The restaurant opened in 1994, and the chef, Thomas Keller, creates a new 9-course tasting menu every day. One of the most popular dishes is the oysters and pearls, a creamy mixture of oysters, caviar, and tapioca. On the more pricey side, you can expect to pay around $350 per person for a meal here. Many dishes use fresh vegetables and local ingredients, but those great-tasting starchy foods that we all love, like bread and potatoes, also play an important role. If you ever get the chance to visit, you'll definitely give it 2 thumbs up. Next, let's travel to the Fat Duck in Bray, United Kingdom. It is known as a magical place for food lovers, thanks to its creative chef, Heston Blumenthal. Opened in 1995, the Fat Duck is famous for its innovative dishes and playful experiences, like the sound of the sea, where you listen to ocean sounds while eating seafood. The best-selling dish is probably the nitro scrambled egg and bacon ice cream. The tasting menu costs about £325 per person. Many of the dishes are served at night, making dinner here an unforgettable adventure. The Fat Duck combines science and art to surprise your taste buds every time. Our third restaurant is Celler de Can Roca in Girona, Spain. It is known as a family-run restaurant led by the 3 Roca brothers, and it has been named the best restaurant in the world several times. The menu is a celebration of Catalan cuisine with modern twists. One of their most famous dishes is the caramelized olive, which looks like a real olive, but is actually a sweet and savory treat. Meals here cost around €250 per person. The chefs use many local ingredients, and you'll find many fresh seafood dishes on the menu. If you love creative food, this is the place. Now, let's visit Noma in Copenhagen, Denmark. It is known as the pioneer of New Nordic cuisine and has won the title of Best Restaurant in the World many times. Chef René Redzepi and his team focus on local seasonal ingredients, everything from wild herbs to fresh seafood. A typical meal is around 3,500 Danish kroner, or about $500. One unique dish is their famous bowl of rice with wild mushrooms, a simple but delicious combination of earthy flavors. Most people enjoy their meals at Noma at night, when the restaurant is beautifully lit and the atmosphere is magical. And finally, the Osteria Francescana, located in Modena, Italy, is one of the most famous restaurants in the world, led by the acclaimed chef Massimo Bottura. The restaurant is celebrated for its innovative approach to traditional Italian cuisine, blending classic flavors with modern techniques. Osteria Francescana's most famous dish is 5 Ages of Parmigiano Reggiano, which showcases the cheese in 5 different textures and temperatures. The restaurant has received 3 Michelin stars and has been named the best restaurant in the world multiple times. Dining here is a luxurious experience. Expect to pay around €250 to €300 for a tasting menu. Ingredients are top quality, often sourced locally, including fresh pasta, aged cheeses, and seasonal vegetables. Osteria Francescana is not just a meal, it's an unforgettable journey through Italian culinary art.
I hope you're ready for the chunks of the day. 'Cause here we go. Bloco número 1. Primeiro em português. Cozinha francesa elegante. Cozinha francesa elegante. Now in English. Elegant French cuisine. Elegant French cuisine. All right, everyone, when we say elegant French cuisine, we're talking about French cooking that is refined, sophisticated, and often considered high quality. The word elegant here emphasizes the style and presentation of the food, suggesting it's not just tasty but also beautifully prepared and served. So, elegant French cuisine refers to the fancy and often impressive style of cooking that comes from France. An example sentence would be, "We went to a new restaurant last night that served truly elegant French cuisine." Again, we went to a new restaurant last night that served truly elegant French cuisine. Bloco número 2. Primeiro em português. Alimentos ricos em amido. Alimentos ricos em amido. Now in English. Starchy foods. Starchy foods. Starchy foods are those that contain a lot of starch, which is a type of carbohydrate. These foods are often a good source of energy. Think of things like potatoes, rice, pasta, and bread. The word starchy directly describes the high starch content. So when we talk about starchy foods, we mean foods that are rich in starch. An example sentence would be, "Many athletes eat starchy foods before a competition for energy." Again, many athletes eat starchy foods before a competition for energy. Bloco número 3. Primeiro em português. É conhecido como. É conhecido como. Now in English. It is known as. It is known as. We use this phrase when we want to introduce the common name or title of something. Tells you what something is generally called. So, it is known as simply means that this is the name people use for it. An example sentence would be, "That famous landmark in Paris? It is known as the Eiffel Tower." Again, that famous landmark in Paris? It is known as the Eiffel Tower. Bloco número 4. Primeiro em português. O prato mais vendido. O prato mais vendido. Now in English. The best-selling dish. The best-selling dish. Let's look at the best-selling dish. This one is pretty straightforward. Best-selling means that it's the item that sells the most compared to everything else. And dish refers to a particular food item in a restaurant or a recipe. So, the best-selling dish is the food item that customers order more than any other. An example sentence would be, "Our best-selling dish is the seafood paella." Again, our best-selling dish is the seafood paella. Bloco número 5. Primeiro em português. 2 polegares para cima. 2 polegares para cima. Now in English. 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Here's a fun one, 2 thumbs up. This is a very visual and positive expression. When you give 2 thumbs up, you're showing that you really like or approve of something. It's like saying very good or excellent. So, 2 thumbs up is a gesture and a phrase that means strong approval. An example sentence would be, "How was the movie?" "It was fantastic." 2 thumbs up. Again, "How was the movie?" "It was fantastic." 2 thumbs up. Bloco número 6. Primeiro em português. À noite. À noite. Now in English. At night. At night. Moving on to at night. This is a common phrase we use to refer to the period of darkness between the end of the day and the beginning of the next day. Simply the time when the sun has gone down. So, at night indicates a specific time of day. An example sentence would be, "I like to read a book at night before going to sleep." Again, "I like to read a book at night before going to sleep." Bloco número 7. Primeiro em português. Deleite delicioso. Deleite delicioso. Now in English. A savory treat. A savory treat. Alright then. Savory describes a delicious food that most of the time is not sweet. It's usually salty and sometimes spicy. A treat is something special that you enjoy. So, a savory treat is a delicious snack or food item that is not sweet. An example sentence would be, "After all that sweet cake, a savory treat like these cheese crackers would be perfect." Again, "After all that sweet cake, a savory treat like these cheese crackers would be perfect." Bloco número 8. Primeiro em português. Tigela de arroz. Tigela de arroz. Now in English. Bowl of rice. Bowl of rice. Let's talk about bowl of rice. This one is quite literal. A bowl is a round, open container and rice is a grain. So, a bowl of rice simply refers to a serving of rice in a bowl. It's a common way to serve rice as part of a meal. An example sentence would be, "I'd like a bowl of rice with my curry, please." Again, "I'd like a bowl of rice with my curry, please." Bloco número 9. Primeiro em português. Uma jornada inesquecível. Uma jornada inesquecível. Now in English. An unforgettable journey. An unforgettable journey. Now we have an unforgettable journey. Unforgettable means that something is so remarkable that you cannot forget it. A journey is a trip or travel from one place to another. So, an unforgettable journey is a trip that is so amazing or impactful that you will always remember it. An example sentence would be, "Our trip to the Grand Canyon was an unforgettable journey." Again, "Our trip to the Grand Canyon was an unforgettable journey." Bloco número 10. Primeiro em português. Ingredientes de origem local. Ingredientes de origem local. Now in English. Locally sourced ingredients. Locally sourced ingredients. Finally, let's look at the chunk locally sourced ingredients. Locally sourced means that the ingredients come from nearby, not from far away. Ingredients are the items used to make food. So, locally sourced ingredients are food items that have been grown or produced in the local area. This often implies they are fresh and support the local economy. An example sentence would be, "The chef prides himself on using locally sourced ingredients in all his dishes." Again, the chef prides himself on using locally sourced ingredients in all his dishes.
So, are you ready to speak about world-class restaurants in English? Practice these chunks, and you'll sound like a native in no time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe for more tasty English lessons, and share it with your friends who love food and language. See you next time, and keep chunking your way to fluency. Be blessed.